Few minutes ago, Doug talked about kind of the updated project vision for Livepeer, right? We're expanding the capability, we're making things more ambitious. In the next 20 minutes, I want to spend a little time diving into that vision and give you an update about the technology and the products that we've been building. All right. Live demos, yes. Not even demos, just the clicker. All right, here we go. So in the last 6 months or so, we've done a number of upgrades in the Livepeer core decentralized video streaming infrastructure, and I want to give you an update about that. First, I want to talk about is the Confluence upgrade. As some of you all know, the Confluence upgrade includes the migration from layer 1 Ethereum over to layer 2, as well as a number of improvements in the protocol and the user experience of the protocol. This is the very first upgrade and migration of its kind where a layer 1 solution, a layer 1 protocol has actually migrated to a layer 2 with stake attached to it. Right? We've seen migrations before where we just deployed smart contracts over to layer 2. But the Livepeer migration has been quite different in that we needed to bring the community and bring all the stake along with us, and at the same time, leave no one behind and have it to be backward compatible. Right? So this has really been a community effort, a collaboration between the core team and the Livepeer community through months and months of hard work. And I have to say today that this effort is really, really paying off for us. We have 100 nodes running on the layer 2 Arbitrum network. We have over 99.9% of all the LPT migrated over. The Livepeer token required to run a profitable node has dropped by 97% on the network, which makes it much, much more accessible for everyone around the world. And this is before the Arbitrum network introduces their Nitro upgrade, which will increase their network's performance and throughput by over 90x. Right? So this migration really sets us up for a bright future in terms of being able to scale our network beyond just even a few magnitude of what we're the amount of traffic and the amount of demand and supply that we're working on the network today. The next thing I want to share is that we've been introducing a few key pieces of new technology into the Livepeer network. Mist Server is this piece of software that's been in development for over the past 10 years. It's a really powerful piece of media server technology that supports all kinds of video streaming capabilities. The Mist Server team joined the Livepeer core team at the end of last year, and we've been working together to bring Mist Server open source. A couple months ago, we finally did that. And this is a really exciting moment for us because, thank you. It's a really exciting moment for us because now we have a piece of software that is the best open source media server and media streaming software in the world. And it's a huge benefit for the Livepeer network to be able to introduce that technology into the existing video streaming world and bring that traffic and bring that demand into the Livepeer network. And we're already seeing the early signal of that from embedded manufacturers, from OTT, the traditional OTT platforms. They're all interested in this technology because it's open source. It's people can OEM that. There are a lot of interesting benefits from that. And over that same period, we're also seeing some interesting activities from ASIC manufacturers who are joining the Livepeer community. This is quite an interesting thing for us because, as you can imagine, ASICs really can bring the performance and the power and the energy efficiency to this network and the transcoding quality in a way that's even better than the GPUs out there in the market. We're going to make an exciting announcement next week at the National Association of Broadcasts, which is the biggest technology entertainment convention in the world with over 100,000 attendees every year. And we're going to make a joint announcement, so keep an eye out. We've also been introducing more and more integrations to other core pieces of Web3 infrastructure. So some example, we've done a IPFS integration, we've done a Polygon integration, and we've also been integrating with new up-and-coming protocols like the Lens protocol. So all of these new integrations will continue to bring more developers into the Livepeer ecosystem. Talking about new technology, I'm really excited to introduce today that we're making a big upgrade for one of the core components in the Livepeer technology stack, which is the broadcaster. This has been kind of a, people have been talking about, Livepeer, Livepeer Inc. is running one of the only broadcasters on the network. We've been working on an upgrade to upgrade the broadcaster over to a decentralized media server. So I'm really excited to announce we've been working on this product called Livepeer Catalyst. Catalyst is the software to create a decentralized media server node. It contains all the important features for someone to build a premium video streaming service. And that includes not only a node, but you can also run a cluster of nodes that are geographically distributed and load balanced. And this is important for us because it marks the completion of the entire video streaming stack within the Livepeer ecosystem that includes video ingest, video transcoding, and video delivery. And the best part of this is that the core technology that powers Livepeer Catalyst has already been battle tested through years and years of users. Some of these applications have millions of users for them. We recently published a case study that shows a live art streaming website that has 84 million minutes and 75,000 streams per month. This website uses the core technology that I just described, and because of that, they're able to save over 10x the cost savings on their infrastructure cost as compared to if they were building on top of AWS or GCP. So in a way, Livepeer is doing a tremendous job in creating a secure and shared video infrastructure with 10x the cost savings. But there's more, right? One of the things that if you're here or if you're watching online, you have noticed the rise of Web3 in the last 6 months. And we can sit here and debate kind of the goods and bads about Web3, right? But if we take away the hype and we think about what's actually enabled this rising trend, we'll see some pretty interesting technical breakthroughs that are happening. A couple examples, right? Layer 2 scaling is here for blockchains in general, and Confluence is kind of the testament for that. Decentralized storage and data query layers are stable and performant enough to power today's Web3 applications in general. We have a vibrant DeFi ecosystem that provides crypto-native finance and liquidity layer, which gave birth to another even more vibrant NFT and gaming ecosystem that brings digital ownership to mainstream users. Right? All of this are even attracting the largest companies in the world to invest in the metaverse. And the metaverse is not just a 3D rendered world, right? The metaverse is the concept of this connected and running decentralized infrastructure that's connecting everything together. And we're seeing that happen in a rapidly growing pace, and that the amount of experimentations that are happening in Web3 consumer-facing applications is growing dramatically. And Livepeer is at the front, is at the forefront, and we're seeing that within our ecosystem. So within Q1, we have seen over 100 applications built within the Livepeer ecosystem. That is a dramatic increase from the time past, right? And a lot of these applications are exploring some interesting Web3 video use cases that were not possible before in this Web2 world. And this is a really exciting trend and signal for us because we've been building Livepeer for the past 5 years and we've been waiting for this moment, right? And now this moment is finally here. So in order to help the ecosystem improve better, we've repositioned the Livepeer Gateway API service mission to be the one-stop shop for Web3 video application developers. And its whole job, its whole purpose is to dramatically increase the number of experiments that are happening in Web3 video. Right? And that positions us, the Livepeer team, to be the video team for Web3. And we can't be more happy about that. So if we look at the product today, we already have some interesting Web3 enabling features, right? We have IPFS support for exporting the video to IPFS. We have video minting features for minting NFTs. There's soon will be a token gating feature for video live streams. But that's just the beginning. For the rest of the year and for the next few years, the product roadmap for this product will be around introducing features for application developers to create applications that actually have Web3 value propositions in those applications. This is features that will enable ownerships for video assets and live streams. These features will enable crypto native payments and monetization for creators themselves directly. And these features will encourage Web3 native digital rights management instead of the DRM features that we use today. A lot of the product and development efforts are already underway, working around verifiability, around interoperability, and around the continued decentralization of the underlying infrastructure. Now, for the last slide, I want to share this chart with you. Right, this chart shows the rapid growth of traffic on the internet in the past 5 years. That in itself is pretty amazing. But I think what's more amazing is that not only is video the fastest growing trend across the internet, it also accounts for 82% of all the traffic on the internet today. So let's just consider that for a moment, the sheer scale of that. 82% of all the data that we consume on a daily basis is in video format. That's very powerful and impactful. Now let's consider just the poor status quo of today's prevailing video platforms. There's rampant rent-seeking behavior. There is rampant user lock-in. Creators cannot directly communicate and own their audience. They can't even directly monetize the work that they do. There's just so much more that we can do as a group to make that work better. Right, we started Livepeer 5 years ago, and the first time we did a public demo was at the Ethereum Swarm Summit, where we were sitting in the same room with 35, 40 early Ethereum core contributors. Much smaller room than this one, very dinky, right? At that time, we had a prototype that we built using a fork of Geth, right? As you can imagine, it worked, but it was definitely not scalable. But to be fair, Ethereum at that time was also not very scalable, right? But as we were sitting in that room talking to this group of misfits and technologists about esoteric topics, like I felt this deep sense of connection and purpose that I had never felt before. And that's because we were bonded on this mission to create the next wave of decentralized technology that was going to impact society in this fundamental way, right? We were doing work that changed the world for the better. Now fast forward 5 years, there's been a lot that we've done and a lot that we have accomplished as the ecosystem. But yet, when I look ahead, I can't help but just to think there's so much more that we have to do and so much more ahead of us in order for us to fulfill our mission of creating the world's open video infrastructure and to power video streaming for Web3. Right? So when I talk to people who work in Web3, like everyone has, a similar story that relates to my experience, right? At some point, everyone felt deeply compelled and deeply interested in this new wave of technology that they decided to jump in because they saw a vision, right? Just like that day when I sat in the room, I saw a vision. This is a vision where everyone around the world has the opportunity and the means to express themselves freely online. It's a vision where the world and the system is set up so that it doesn't only benefit the platforms and the tools, but also the users and the creators that make these platforms what they are. Right? This is a vision where all the applications that we use on a daily basis are owned and operated in a community-centric fashion, where the governance rights built in and enforced in the underlying blockchain layer that gives birth to this whole ecosystem. Right? I think this is how we can build technology that can actually work for us, right? And I think this is a vision that we can build for generations to come. So thank you for being here today, and we're really excited to have you. We'll have a great day. I hope you stick around and connect with us. Thank you.